May the souls of the departed heroes and heroines of Biafra rest in peace, while their spirit continue to embolden us as we fight on to restore Biafra and to defend it. Ise, Ise, Ise. The BDF anthem, please. Welcome everyone to this emergency press briefing on the update of the declaration of Biafra come 2nd December 2024 by the Biafra government Prime Minister and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko. Prime Minister, you're welcome to the stage. Over to you, please.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, Biafrans all over the world, listeners, and ladies and gentlemen of the press. I greet all of you this evening from my location. I have come to this space this evening on emergency briefing as we approach the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra coming up on the 2nd of December. There is a need for Biafra to be updated at every point in time. My fellow Biafrans, under my administration, I told you people that the next phase is to take Biafra to the global stage. Today, we have achieved that. I am here to inform you that the Biafra discussion is now on the highest level of international stage. And of course, is being discussed globally. The recent reportage by highly respected institution in the United States is an evidence of what is to come. The recent report by the ORB from the United Kingdom Institute also is an evidence of the feat the Biafra government has achieved within 2 years. I am telling you that everything happening now is happening just within 2 years. My fellow Biafrans, a lot of you are supporting the struggle either negatively or positively, and a lot of people don't actually know what freedom fighting is all about, other than supporting what we are doing on social media, and many of you who are supporting are not even sure. So it has become imperative that as we are making this feat, preparing ourselves for the historic day in Finland, we have to also educate our people on exactly our roadmap to independence. My fellow Biafrans, we are declaring the restoration of independent state of Biafra. And a lot of people will ask, what does this declaration mean to achieve? The declaration, just like every other declaration of independence of any country, unilaterally ceding state. Since the birth of the Declaration of Independence by the United States in 1776, with the U.S. Declaration of Independence, these have had at least two interrelated objectives, just like every other country. And this objective remain the delegitimization of the existing host state, today Nigeria, that rules over the ceding territory over Biafra, and the legitimization of the new emergent state, Biafra, which is ceding from existing one, Nigeria. I just want to be putting it in elementary understanding or elementary standard level for everybody, both educated and uneducated, to understand where we are going and what we are doing and exactly what you are supporting. And this particular declaration involves a lot of things. Involve listening of grievances against the ceding state or the state that is declaring the independence, injustice that are meted against them, harms suffered by the population of this emergent state of Biafra. And today, my fellow Biafrans, like I said, I am here to give you the update. Biafra Republic government in exile and the Biafra Republic government in homeland, the de facto government, has set up a declaration committee, a declaration drafting committee that has now taken it upon themselves to start working on listening our grievances against Nigeria. It is going to be political grievances and, of course, other grievances, about 3 different types of grievances that we have against Nigeria. This is the world standard of the independent declaration. So the Biafra government have constituted a committee called the Declaration Drafting Committee, which are currently working on listening our grievances against Nigeria, the injustices that Nigeria has meted against us, the harms we have suffered under Nigeria, and of course, many of these grievances will be well detailed. And it is going to come like a book, because it is going to be history that everybody will read, why we are doing what we are doing today. So my fellow Biafrans, this has been the standard way of delegitimizing the existing state, today Nigeria, and legitimizing the new state, which is going to be Biafra. I want to draw your attention or your memory to the 1776 U.S. Declaration. The new state is presented as the only remedy. Only remedy. Today, Biafra will present this new state of Biafra as the only remedy to the listed grievances that the Declaration Drafting Committee are going to list in a book, because like I said, our grievances are endless. So it is going to come in a book form. However, in the process of dissolution of a country like USSR, and of course the former Yugoslavia, from 1990 onward, a number of federal and sub-federal units abandoned the objective of delegitimizing the old state. Like I said, our problems are peculiar. Nigeria is a very complex country, and we have found the solution, how to deal and exit from Nigeria. And believe me, if you are not supporting this government, you will regret it, because we end up dragging you to freedom and then we give you condition. Now, state in their declaration or Act of Independence why it is difficult to establish the reason which this state did not delegitimize the existing one on their declaration. Because some of these states were no longer perceived as a functioning state, which was capable of asserting its legitimacy to rule over the ceding territory. This is apparent from the foundational constitutional charter of the Republic of Slovenia, issued at the same time as the Declaration of Independence, which in its preamble note that Slovenia no longer functions as a law-governed state capable of resolving the current problem. My fellow Biafrans, this is exactly the same thing happening between Nigeria and Biafra. Nigeria is no longer capable of resolving its current political and economic crisis. And that is one of the reasons Biafra is exiting, because Nigeria has failed to resolve its insecurity, terrorism, and all manner of political crisis, economic crisis. Nigeria have shown that they are incapacity, they are incapacitated, and they are not capable of resolving this current problem, and Biafra has a solution. Political and economic crisis. In the case of Slovenia, their Charter of 1991 preamble actually stated exactly what we are going through today, the inability of the government as at then to resolve their political and economic crisis. Moreover, this federation had been ruled by their respective communist parties. These parties and their leaders were held accountable for harms and injustices committed to the population of city state. And in the Biafra and Nigeria, we will make sure that we hold Nigeria people accountable for the injustices and the harms they have committed against Biafrans from the time of 1967 or even beyond that till this present day. We will hold all of them accountable, from Gowon to Obasanjo to every living Nigerian that has contributed in the genocide against our people. We are going to hold them responsible. It is not happening because there is no representative of Biafrans. There is nobody who summoned courage to represent Biafra people, speak to Nigeria in a language they will never understand until now. I have taken that responsibility. These parties and their leaders were held accountable for harms and injustices committed to the population of the city state, in the state of these Slovenians and all of that. However, by the time of the Declaration of Independence were issued, these parties had been removed from power and were effectively dissolved. In a sense, therefore, the grievances against this communist ruled state belong to the past or the present, the recent past, and were no longer relevant when city state declared their independence. In our own Nigeria against Biafra, it is going to be different, because those evil government officials that committed this crime against us are still at large today, and the government is still in power. Nigeria government is still very active, killing our people in Biafra land. So we are going to make sure that we hold them very, very responsible for all the killings you see today happening in the southeast, east, and south to south. In Okoma community, or the massacre, all of them, we are going to list all these killings and we hold them responsible. One could just argue that the whole state that would have been target of the delegitimization through a list of grievances had already lost their operational legitimacy. And that's exactly the tactics that the Biafra government is applying today. We are expecting that as we are declaring the restoration of independence of Biafra, we will make sure that we reduce Nigeria to ground zero in Biafra territory through our actions from the Biafra Defense Forces. In consequence, the declaration of the independence of several federal units and later of sub-federal units, such as Kosovo, for example, of these two federal states, focus in some cases exclusively on legitimization of the new state, legitimization of their own state, because there is no need for them to delegitimize the existing state since they have already failed. This was achieved by announcing or establishing state institutions. My fellow Biafrans, a moment. All right, please, Ralph, can you confirm that you can hear me? Sonny, can you confirm that you can hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right, where did I stop?
I was, you just said I'll be right back, and that's what I heard. I was not.
All right, okay, all right, okay, thank you. Because I think I have some, my battery is down, so I just put it on power now. All right, thank you very much. All right, so as I was saying, the issue of Kosovo, for example, in some cases, this Kosovo focused on legitimization of the new state. And this was achieved. Kosovo achieved their own independence during their declaration, by announcing or establishing state institutions that were taking over the state functions of the old state. And that's exactly, we have actually done that. Biafra government has actually established all state institutions, both in the homeland and from exile. We have actually superseded every country that have ever declared independent. We have superseded all of them. We have done what no country have actually done. We have government in the homeland, de facto government. We have created 40 United States of Biafra. We have defined our map, undisputable. We have also created the government in exile. We have already established liaison offices all over the world that will later become the embassies of Biafra. We have done, no country have ever done it in the history of freedom fighting. That is how far we have gone. And this measure is very necessary because Nigeria is a very complex country and we needed to do something extraordinary, which we have done. And that is the reason you are seeing the attention that we are getting from DC or Washington, DC, from the United States, and other part of the world, because you can't have this particular achievement of the Biafra government today and everybody is ignoring it. No, they have predicted Nigeria breakup for many years. It never happened. And after the prediction, no reasonable, very serious individual is coming up to do something. Now, they have seen that, yes, Simon Ekpa and his government is more than serious, and they can be taken very seriously. People have been watching, decision makers have been watching from the side and observing our activities for the past 1.5 years. And today, I believe They are summoning the courage to do that which is right. And what is it? To stand by the truth, by giving their voices for the independent state of Biafra. That is what you see happening today. And we must applaud them. They have done the right thing. And those who are still waiting to see another crazy move from Simon Ekpa before they can give their voice, we will get them at the end of the day. My fellow Biafrans, the modus operandi and the pattern of the Biafra government today is something that Nigeria can never ever comprehend. Kosovo achieved this independence by establishing state institutions that were taking over the functions of the old state, or by announcing the new state commitment to several internationally sanctioned principles. Exactly what the Biafra government have done today. We have been announcing the new institution, establishing our ministries as a commitment to several internationally sanctioned principles, policies, and international organizations. This declaration of independence were apparently expected to legitimize the new state of Biafra in the eye of other world powers or other countries. My fellow Biafrans that are listening to me today, many of these countries that have fought for their independence and they got it by declaration have gone through many obstacles. And we are also going through many obstacles which we actually have defeated. This kind of legitimization of the new state in a declaration of independence often culminated in a request or appeal to other states and international organizations to recognize the independence of the new state. Exactly what Biafra is doing. But you know, all the approaches we've made so far, all the contacts we've made so far, we are just creating awareness. We're not expecting anybody to recognize us at this point because the declaration has not been made. It is after the declaration has been made, after the self-referendum has been counted, and we have official result, declaration will be issued. After the declaration of independence, you can now begin to call to the people that you want to recognize that. Note you have. Now you have recognized, you have declared your independence. I'm sorry, I'm speaking Finnish. I mistakenly speak Finnish. I'm sorry about that. You know, we have, you know, the language is part of me. So I just speak Finnish now. So sorry about that. So it's to inform the countries that we have declared our independence through the mandate given to us by Biafrans, of which over 50 million has voted for our self-referendum. You can't ignore that. You can't ignore that. You can never ignore that. So, by this, many countries have done what we are doing today. Some of the analysis from experts will ever remember and inscribe the Biafra pattern of independence and declaration to the history book. In view of all the strategies of delegitimization and legitimization, that is something that you must understand. The three sub-genera. All right, can you hear me?
Yes, you're back now.
It's hung up before, but we can hear you now.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, those people that are calling me should please stop. You don't call when I'm live. There are many major three important principles that I would say in the Declaration of Independence. The grievances declaration, the institutionalizing declaration, and the commitment declaration. These particular three principles, I would say, subgenres of the Declaration of Independence of Biafra is being worked on as I speak to you today by the Biafra Declaration Drafting Committee. And you must understand that we are 1 million steps ahead of Nigeria. That I must tell you. If you do not know today, know that we are 1 million. Before Nigeria will make any move, it is the move I have made 6 months ago. So we are very, very far, like very, very, very far ahead of Nigeria. Now, the prime example of this declaration can be found in the United States Declaration of Independence of 1776. And even during the Biafra Declaration of Independence in 1967, it was only few grievances that was listed. Only some grievances that were listed during the Biafra Declaration of Independence. Today, we are adopting every grievances, listing them against Nigeria state. That has never been done in the history of Biafra until now. I want people to understand, especially those illiterate who are on the side of the IPOB Nigeria. You know, the kind of confusion that we put into them is very amazing. You will see the people supporting the drug lord Nigeria Tinubu shouting, Simon Ekpa, go and die, this is that. You will see the IPOB Nigeria shouting, Simon Ekpa is working for Tinubu, is working for Nigeria government. Have you ever seen any confusion like that? Have you seen any confusion like that? Why the Afonjas are crying that I am destroying every plan of their ogas in Nigeria, within the Nigeria state? The IPOB Nigeria, they are shouting and working for Nigeria. Why Nigeria is crying? That is the highest confusion. They don't know what is going on because they never believe that Nigeria can be challenged. You know how they address Nigeria? The most populous country in Africa, the biggest economy in Africa, the giant of Africa, the this and that, the evil entity is going down. They never believe that Nigeria can be challenged until today. Nigeria terrorist army never believed that Biafrans can actually volunteer to, risk their life to defend others. They thought everybody loved money. They thought every Biafra want life. They want everybody want to live. They never believed that people can actually sacrifice their life for others. Nigeria never believed it. But today, it is happening. Volunteers of the Biafra Defense Forces are sacrificing their life for others. And this is unimaginable to the Nigerians. They never believed that a day like this will come, where people can actually give selfless service, where people can become patriotic, where you can see people dying for what they believe in. And it is very, very surprising to the Islamic Nigeria state. I'll give you an example of this declaration, even the recent one of Donetsk Act of 2014, Luhansk Act of 2014. This declaration named violation the whole state committed against the sitting unit, including human rights abuses, act of genocide, discrimination, and justifying their call for international recognition or remedial ground. That's exactly what Biafrans we are going to do. Our own is more and worse than whatever Luhansk and Donetsk ever experienced. We have experienced apartheid in Nigeria against Biafra people. We have experienced genocide. We have experienced discrimination. We are victim of all the crimes you can think of. And that is exactly what the declaration drafting committee are working on. And these particular grievances that we are listing in the declaration is going to justify our declaration on the 2nd of December 2024. And again, after that, we will move a very aggressive campaign for international recognition or a media ground. I want Biafrans to understand that you can't, what exactly foundation have you laid in the past for Biafra to come? Nothing. Are you going to just say, UN, come and give me freedom? Come on. No, without any foundation, without organizing yourself? No. The dead Buhari told you that Biafrans, if you want freedom, go and organize yourself. And people did not actually understand what he said. And he himself did not actually know when he said it. I watched him. Of course, then I was one Nigeria. I looked at this man. I laughed. I said, don't worry. The day I will join this Biafra struggle, you will know what you have said. How many of you remember when they were interviewing him? Oh, the army were killing Biafrans in the city of Aba, and he said he don't want to watch the video. If they want to do something, they should go and organize themselves. Did you remember when Buhari said it? Today, go and inform him that Biafrans have organized themselves. Like never before, like no other country in the past, we have organized ourselves. We have a government, we have all the institutions of government functional. We have a map, we have state, we have everything, including liaison offices all over the world. Tell them we have organized ourselves. It is time, and we are going to visit them very soon. My fellow Biafrans, I want you to understand that the reason the Biafra will be declared in a foreign land is because of the hostility and the terrorism of the Nigeria state. Is because that opportunity will not be given to us without people getting killed. So we are going to adopt the best available options, which is the government in exile issuing declaration where every state in Biafra land will be represented. And there's going to be delegation. And of course, it is not only that we are declaring Biafra independent in exile, but also we have conducted referendum on ground, where people are lining up and voting, and evidences abound. Are you going to beat that? Nigeria don't know what is hitting them. What we are fighting today is brain war. Brain war. And we have outsmarted Nigeria. I want you to understand that after the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra on the 2nd of December, we will officially communicate Nigeria. And then we will start aggressive campaign globally for the recognition of Biafra. It is a long overdue. Those that are laughing at us today will no longer laugh at us then. You know how they are calling off, they were calling me online prime minister, online this, online that, yet they can't let me rest. Yet they are on our page, we post, they are panicking, yet they cannot let us to do our online country and have peace. They are disturbed because it is no longer online. We are showing every evidence of controlling the territory of Biafra from exile and then also from the homeland, the de facto government, by our various activities, civil disobedience, political activities, by organizing self-referendum voting in Biafra land, and the vote is going on even as I speak. So what else do you need to know that the Biafra people have rejected Nigeria and they are only loyal to the Biafra government? Their hope of a new beginning and new life is on the government of Biafra. So my people, after the declaration in Finland, what do you expect? What you are going to expect is that we will officially communicate our declaration to the Nigeria state, demanding the recognition and acceptance of the self-referendum. Not only that, we are not sending it to Nigeria state for them to accept. They are never going to accept, and we know that. We will also communicate the African Union, even when we don't even like them. We will also communicate ECOWAS, even when we don't like them. We will officially communicate all these institutions seeking the approval of what we have done in exile, the history that we have done. And we will also officially communicate the United Nations through our international partners. We are not doing all these things for them to agree immediately, no, but believe me, we will release hell on Nigeria. After this December 2nd, we will release hell on Nigeria. I want you people to focus on the ORB report, where they say, after this declaration, after this self-referendum of Biafra, there's going to be two options. That Nigeria will either issue a political statement, that is when we have officially communicated Nigeria, demanding the recognition and acceptance of the Biafra self-referendum. Nigeria will either issue a political statement or ignore a political statement and use it and come militarily. We are already used to the military activities of Nigeria state for the past 3 years. We are only going to increase and escalate it. And like I said, we choose how we fight this. So my fellow Biafrans, I have a lot to tell you on the update of what to expect. So that when you are discussing with people, you can defend yourself and defend the government and defend what we are doing when you have knowledge of what we are doing and what is to come. If you are in argument with all these idiots, you can be able to tell them what we are doing and what we are going to do. So I believe this small clarification and update on the declaration coming 2nd of December have put you in the right track. Immediately after this declaration, what follows next? I am repeating it again so that it will sink inside the head of even the Dundees. That one, we will write Nigeria officially, informing Nigeria of what Biafra have done, giving the result of the self-referendum to Nigeria state, demanding the recognition of Biafra as an independent state, demanding the acceptance of the self-referendum, also demand the withdrawal of every Nigerian military and institution in the Biafra territory. We are not expecting them to do that, but we're going to write them officially so that it will go into history book. 2, we will officially write the AU, ECOWAS, and all international organizations, informing them of what 50 million Biafrans, over 50 million Biafrans. I don't know how many that are going to vote by December or November 28 when the voting will end. Inform them how many millions have voted and what Biafra has spoken, and we have spoken, and the exile government have declared Biafra, and this is the result. And this is our demand. Our demand is the withdrawal of every Nigerian institution, accept our declaration, accept our self-referendum, and there will be peace. We will inform the United Nations using our international consultants and international partners why our lobbyists will be heavily working, ruthlessly engaging in diplomacy at the White House and in Washington, D.C. You don't know what we have prepared. You can never, ever defeat us this time around. We come prepared, and I call it multi-dimensional approach. After that, we will begin to approach many countries with the document that we have raised and generated from Finland, from the declaration. It becomes official. Now we don't have any official document. Now we do not have any official. Only thing we are doing today is just awareness that Biafra is coming. Everything is awareness. Everything is that we are dying and we don't want to die. We want to defend ourselves. That's what we have been doing for the past 3 years. So from the 2nd of December, we will officially have a document and officially we begin to demand recognition. Every recognition we demand today, we are not expecting anybody to recognize us. Why? On what basis will you be recognized? There is no basis for recognition. There is no basis today. The only reason we are doing this is to create awareness to those countries and those offices. And we have done that. After 2nd of December, we will have official declaration, official consent of the Biafra people. And then we will have the reason to demand for the recognition from the United Nations, from every country in the world. And my fellow Biafrans, let me also inform you that one African country already offers us a recognition as of today. And you will know it in days to come. We have gotten recognition from more African countries. And those who call us their friend will extend our friendship and our hand of friendship to them. Biafra is the light of Africa. My fellow Biafrans, I welcome all of you to question and answer. I will be addressing some of your questions, but now you know at least some things to answer to those who do not know nothing and don't care to know. The roadmap to the independence state of Biafra from 2nd of December 2024. I welcome question and answer. The media team and the communication ministers and deputy, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, PM. Thank you, Biafran people. I don't know if my voice is coming out clear because the network is blocking.
Your voice is good. Yeah, let me bring the men in.
Good to everyone who have keyed in. Please reach out to the mic and tender your questions and wait for the response from the Prime Minister. And make your question concise. We go straight to the point while he will address you. I welcome all of you. Bam, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi. Thank you, our PM. Thank you so much for all you have done for us and you're doing for us, sir. PM, sir, I will be the first person to make it. I don't know if it will be a question or a contribution, but I want to comment that the best thing that have happened to, please mute yourself. Who is that? Mute yourself, please. I want to comment that the best thing that have happened to us in this our restoration is actually the criminal or the drug baron that have taken over the leadership in the zoo, because now that the illegitimate president have taken over, it means that the zoo will continue to nosedive, sir. And it means that there is no hope. Even if they have any clamor for hope before, there is no hope at all. So the more, who is this person that is talking? I have to remove
Hello.
Now, even if there is any hope for them before, all their hope is completely dashed. And then the more Tinubu is there, the brighter and brighter our light will shine to the rest of the world, sir. Thank you, sir. And
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And that is the reason we stood our ground during the election. You remember, it was the reason. The reason we make sure that Biafra did not participate in the election. And they manipulated 4 million votes in the Southeast and South Biafra territory. We stopped 20 million people from voting. They believed in us. That's why 20 million people boycotted the voting during the general election. So we know what we did. And that's why we can never be part of the protest, because we made what is happening today in Nigeria. Everything you see today happening, we made it. And it is working according to our plan. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, PM, sir. Thank you so much. I am so grateful to God that I hooked up to this mandate of yours and this leadership that is a blessing to me and to every Biafran worldwide. And we're forever grateful to Chukwuka Kabiama for the gift of you, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, those of you in the room, please raise your hands. And because when you raise your hand, it will be much easier to know those that have questions, because you can only raise your hand when you have questions. So we cannot be wasting time to pick those that just want to come and be
and let me quickly comment on the issue of the map that we have just released, the Biafra map. I am very, very happy that there is no dispute coming from the map other than just error of state capital and state names, which is which is being worked on. The team that they draft the map, the border commission and map committee are working on it. So every mistake and error that you see on the map, especially the name of your state capital or wherever, just call our attention and it will be corrected. So there are a lot of errors there, which is because of the pressure I gave the team. So they made a lot of some mistakes. So, but those mistakes is not minor mistake, will be corrected. But the most important thing is that the map, there is no dispute on the map, and because we have consulted very well before this map coming out. So I'm very, very happy that the Biafra people who found themselves in the map are very, very happy, and they are loyal to the Biafra government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, PM, sir. Thank you, sir. So the map carrying people and those that are questioning for map, go out there and see the map. The map is ready and we are good to go. And please, if you are in the room, please do not open your mic. Please do not open your mic so that you will not be distracting people. Joseph, don't open your mic again, please. The first person that raised his hand here is Joseph. I'm going to remove you right now. The first person that is raising his hand is Biafra with MNK. Please go ahead and bring your question.
Woto. Good evening, Prime Minister. Good evening, fellow Biafrans all over the world. I'm very happy to speak with all of you tonight. I'm speaking from the zoo, western part of zoo, Lagos. I'm very happy with the explanation given by the Prime Minister. In fact, the explanation has cleared many of my doubts and fears. So the question that I would have asked, and he has already dealt with all of them, and then he has spoken well about them. So I don't have much question again than to say a very big thanks to the Prime Minister and all the team working with him. People are doing very wonderful work. So I say kudos to all of you. I am very happy. So I wish to remind about the song that we normally sang the other time when we started. That goes like this: Oneme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume. Oneme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume. Oneme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume. Ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume. Ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ka ọ na-eme. Thank you, the dragon. Thank you, all the Biafrans. May God bless us. Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And let me also, reiterate that Biafra will continue to stand with the state of Israel. Come rain, come sun.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Biafra with MNK. You go back to the listening mode. And we have a Citizen Dama. Please go ahead and ask your question, please. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, good evening, Prime Minister. So, the Honorable Minister of Information and the Deputy and all the amazing people in the room, lovers of freedom. I remain Citizen Dama. The Prime Minister, I think you are becoming synonymous with hurricane. You're a mighty wind blowing across the sub-Saharan Africa. You know, a lot of people admire what you do, and that I want to assure you. But my question revolves around the current wave of regime change in sub-Saharan Africa, talking about Mali, Burkina Faso, which Russia has been seen as a wind of regime change in sub-Saharan Africa. Are you working with any intention to bring in Russia into what you're doing? Or don't you think Russia is a factor that might facilitate what you're doing? Thank you.
Thank you very much. As it stands today, Biafra has no enemy. We are open for everybody. So those who want to help us, we will welcome them. We are not enemy to anybody. And then also, I'm not much interested in what is going on in other countries because we have not gotten our independence. So I'm focusing on Biafra. Biafra is the only thing my priority at this point. I wish other people very well and good luck in their endeavors. But my problem now is Biafra and nothing else.
Dama, Ahmed, do you have another question? Because we want to run very fast. We don't know other engagement that the PM has. So we're going to give you a chance for another question if you have. Otherwise, you'll go back to listening mode and then we'll bring in other people. Citizen Dama?
Yes. Yeah, just one more.
Right,
The recent proclaimed lockdown of government agencies in the region, a lot of people are welcome to that idea. So they want to see, because there is a belief that the problem the people in the region, which is the eastern region, are facing, usually the political elements who are actually subjugating them. Do you have any plans of actually targeting them in this forthcoming lockdown that you are planning?
Our target is Nigeria government institutions. That's all. We want to lock them down in our land. We don't want them to function.
All right. Thank you, citizen. Thank you for coming up. Thank you. All right, we have Kama Israel. Kama Israel, please bring up your question very quickly, please.
Thank you so much, PM, for coming again to speak to Biafrans. My question is just regarding the declaration and the document that you talked about. I remember in the first convention, we had a charter, and there is so much in that charter. You know, a lot of things are in, which is more like a foundation. My question here now, the next document, is it going to be a kind of upgrade or bringing the charter and the new working book together to make a constitution that will guide Biafra going forward? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The charter is a living document. So there will be a new version of the charter in the next convention. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Kama. Thank you for joining. Please.
And let me also inform you that we also have the Constitutional Drafting Committee. They are working on the Constitution. It's going to be ready very soon. And then also we have the Declaration Drafting Committee, which is part of the living document, the charter. So these things will be amended, updated in the next convention. It's a living document. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir PM. And Kama Israel is satisfied with that, and I can see the thumbs up. All right, we move very quickly. Please just know that if you are in the room and you didn't raise your hand, there's no way I will call you before those that have raised their hands. So please do raise your hand so that I will be able to call you. Chuku Maeze, please go ahead and bring your question.
Yeah, good afternoon, my PM. Good afternoon, Honorable Information Minister. Greetings, Pastor Biafra and all Biafrans. Yeah, listening to this wonderful PM that has led us so very well. Well, my PM, the question I have for you is, now, yeah, we had a self-declaration document that gave, self-referendum document last year that gave birth to the Biafra referendum. Now we have a drafting document which is going to give birth to the Declaration of Biafra. And now you just mentioned that there's another constitutional drafting committee too. So I want to ask a question. All these three documents, what is the connection between the first, second, and the third? And is every piece of each document going to be in the actual Biafra constitution that we are going to use to govern Biafra when Biafra is restored? And also, another question I want to ask is, with the current situation now, what is going on in our land, and as we are preparing to declare Biafra, like I want to say, why is it that all of a sudden, those who we thought that we never wanted us to be free, all of a sudden now, they are being forced to listen to what we are doing? Is it because of your handsome face, or is it because of your ruggedness, or is it because of what the government under your leadership is doing? Thank you.
It is because of the smartness of the government of Biafra. It is because of our achievement in international stage and globally. It is because what we are doing, they never expected it. They never even thought towards the direction of what we're doing today. So we take them by surprise. And also because they look down on me. And they were looking at my baby face. And today, that baby face have deceived them. Even some people are still looking at my baby face. That's why many people are having problem in this government, because they look at my baby face and before they know it, they have made a mistake and they are out. That is the problem. So, but I like it like that. And it will continue like that. That's how God wanted. Until boom, kaboom, Biafra is declared. And before you know it, we'll be carrying our document and file from one office to another, from one country to another, from one organization to another. And before you know it, the declaration will start, the recognition will start coming step by step. Mark my word, step by step. The recognition of the Biafra government will begin to come. And I want you to understand that everything we are doing now is nothing. Everything we are doing now is nothing, only creating awareness that we are no longer happy with Nigeria. After 2nd of December, we are going to have a reason and demand, a very clear demand. And what is it? We will demand the legitimacy of the Biafra government. You understand the point now? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. Please, one more question. So this drafting constitution, is it going to have the list of everybody that attended the convention? And also, in regards to, okay, let me leave it there for now. That'll be fine. Thank you.
Everybody that is coming to the convention is coming as a delegate. So you are going to have the opportunity to append your name in the declaration document. And then also remember, there is going to be a shake-up in the government of Biafra during the convention. And so you will have the opportunity to participate in voting. You know, we're going to sit as a parliament. So a lot of things are going to happen in Finland that will shock the world. So you are coming as a delegate. You are going to vote on a lot of things, and those things you are going to vote will become part of the Biafra government and the constitution of Biafra. So coming there, just like we voted for the charter of Biafra last year, this time around, it is not just raising your flag that I'm voting. No, you will electronically vote using your gadget, using your phone to vote. And that's exactly how we run the government. So it's not an issue of a raised flag if you support or no. Your name is going to be there. We are going to generate the voting through the spreadsheet. And so it's going to happen on a number of issues. So you're not just coming there to just observe. No, you are coming there as a delegate, as an important person. So your name is going to be there in the history. Just like I'm reading all the history of other declarations where you see people signing, your name is going to be there if you come to Finland as a delegate. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, PM, one more question, please.
Go
After we write to Nigeria, after our declaration that they should recognize our independence, when are we going to write officially for the release of our leader? Is it after the referendum? I mean, the declaration. Thank you.
Welcome, Abi.
Immediately after the declaration, not only Onyendu, the release of all Biafra prisoners who have been captured, kidnapped.
Okay, now you're right. No
because,
sound. Okay.
Maraf, you are making noise. It is not only about Onyendu. We will demand the release of all Biafra prisoners, all Biafra that have been kidnapped and is being held hostage in different parts of Nigeria. Those who have their names, we will list them. Those who don't have the name, we generally make a demand of the release of every Biafrans that are under Nigeria custody. And of course, if they refuse to do that, we will start hunting. You know what I mean by hunting? There's going to be prison at the end of the day. We'll do exchange. It's going to be about, we'll catch big fish.
Thank you, Chukwumeze. Thank you. I'm very sorry for that distraction. I'm controlling two machines here. I'm streaming and at the same time I'm co-hosting. It's multitasking. Please, thank you so much, Chukwumeze. Helen, please unmute yourself and bring your question.
Thank you very much. Greetings to you all, the ministers in the house. I greet every one of you and I appreciate your good work. I greet you, my Prime Minister, Your Excellency. I really appreciate your good work. Thank you very much for your effort to get us out of this terror that is about to befall Nigeria. I appreciate you. And my question goes like this, sir. I don't know, because it's like Nigeria is fully Sharia-ized, because the rate at which ISBA police are operating in the north, destroying people's livelihood of properties that they've got, like the drains and everything. It is a thing that is on concern. It is very concerned to us, the Biafrans, because we, the Biafrans, we trade on those things, and now they continue to destroy our businesses. The president is not addressing it. It seems as if Nigeria is fully Sharia-ized now. What do we do to prevent this, apart from waiting for our exit fully, sir? Thank you.
We don't need to do anything, and we like it. Actually, it is part of the grievances that are going to be in the declaration document. So those are our committee of the drafting committee, the declaration drafting committee. Please take note of this particular issue of Hizbah activity and, of course, the Sharia law in the north. It is going to be part of the grievances and the reason for the declaration of Biafra. So we are not going to do anything. In fact, we want them to increase the attack on those businesses as evidence we're going to use. So let them attack the businesses and let the news report it. We're going to document everything, and I want them to increase the attack on those things because it's going to really help us. Now, let me tell you one thing. I want to tell you, how did the northern Nigeria become a Sharia state? Did you vote for it? Were there any referendum conducted that the 12 northern states will become Islamic Sharia state? The answer is no. But when it comes to us, they remind you that you don't have it in the constitution. How did they become Sharia state? How did you become a resident in a country, in a state, in the northern state, where if you commit something that you are not even part of them, they stone you to death? Deborah is one of them. Deborah and one of our brother was stoned to death. It is in the history of Nigeria. And these people are not Muslims. So under which referendum did northern Nigeria become Sharia state? Why other places are using secular law? I am asking question, and I want people to answer me. Where was the referendum conducted? Who approved that northern Nigeria will have a different law called Sharia? Why other part of Nigeria will be practicing secular, the constitutional law or whatever, customary law, whatever they call them? Who approved it? Nigeria is complete mistake. And this fraud and mistake is something that we cannot continue to live till eternity. That's why we have to separate, go our separate ways, so that those who believe in Sharia law can enjoy the Sharia law, while those who believe in common law system can enjoy their common law system, like us. You cannot be operating two different laws in one country. Who does that? Northern Nigeria already divided, and they are using our resources to feed themselves. Why they enjoy Sharia? We don't believe in Sharia. We don't want Sharia law. So under which referendum, under which law, how did they manage to become 12 northern Sharia state? These things happen right in front of our nose, in front of our eyes. Under our nose, we see that northern Nigeria becomes Sharia state, and nobody did anything. And when you talk, they say you have representative. Which representative? An issue of importance like that, a very national issue like that, is not issue to be decided by the incompetent people you called a representative at the National Assembly. No, it is beyond them. It is something that needed a national voice, where everybody will say, yes, we want Northern Nigeria, we accept them to become a Sharia state. That did not happen. So what the Biafra have done is to right the wrong that Nigeria have been doing in the past by conducting this self-referendum. Not just that we are saying, oh, everybody want Biafra. We want Biafra. Yes, we want Biafra, like every other organization who fought Biafra has done. in the past. They will tell you, everybody want Biafra, everybody want Biafra. There is no document anywhere. Everybody want Biafra, everybody want Biafra. There is no evidence anywhere. Nigeria continue to tell you, Indigo don't want Biafra, Indigo don't want Biafra. Today, we have evidence that at least over 50 million people say they want Biafra. And we want people that will say they don't want Biafra. How many there are? That is democracy. That is true democracy that Biafra government has come to implement and institute. According to international standard and international law, the Montevideo Convention state what criteria that is needed to be qualified as a statehood. We have actually overmet this criteria. And that's where we are today. So my brother and my sisters, those that are raising concern about the Hisbah police, please pray that their terrorism activities against our people should increase, because we are going to use it. It's part of the grievances that we're going to use in the declaration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Because I remember vividly when they interviewed Zamfara State Governor, that is France 24 News, interviewed him, and he was saying he prayed that Nigeria should be fully Sharialized. You understand? That was about 3 or 4 years ago, and the northern students were forced to learn Quran laws. You understand? They were forced to be studying it. The videos are there. So I am so much afraid at which these Hisbah are operating now, that nobody is challenging them. That is why I asked this question, sir. Thank you very much for the answer.
Yeah, please, we need those documents and those videos to be forwarded to the media team, so that the committee will also take a very good, make a very good reference to it.
Yes, sir. Ugo 247 has the video, sir.
Ugo 247 and the report, or the link that is leading to that, please, we need it forwarded to me, sir. So I will send it to the committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Helen. Thank you. And it is so interesting that it's happening. You know, sometimes you look at them happening and you say these are answered prayers, because we want them to increase. The prayer you pray is let it increase. Let Hisbah take over the whole Sharia, make all the whole North Sharia. Let them continue. So we're not going to challenge them. Since they are not challenging them in their country, let them continue. That will bring the end of Nigeria as quickly as possible.
All right, I will take only one more question. I will have another meeting.
Wow, you see, then we are going to give the privilege to our Dominica. Dominica, please grab the mic and bring that question, please.
Hello, good evening, my PM. Thank you for all you're doing. I'm very grateful, and I pray God continue to give you the wisdom, the understanding, the strength, and the stamina to continue with what you're doing, because it's a heavenly mandate, and we appreciate you for all the sacrifices you're taking on our behalf. And also, I use the opportunity to thank the cabinet members that are here present, and all the goodwill Biafrans here present, and all the Nigerian government that's secretly listening to what you're saying. I hope they're taking notes. My question is, I know we're declaring a Biafra in Finland because of the insecurity back at home. In that same regard, what do we expect with regard to insecurity on the same day we're declaring Biafra back at home? Would there be any special protection for the people at home? Would there be any special security issue that needs to be put in place? Just that people are asking me this question, and I needed to forward it to you. Thanks, my PM.
But the protection in Biafra land already. Are you not seeing it?
The reason I don't know whether you know that there are some questions that you don't need to ask me. There are some questions that you can actually address yourself. You know, this is the reason I made a video. I made yesterday. You know, making for the point very clear what happens after declaration. And even today, I've actually explained what we do. There is nothing changing. The security of our land is our utmost priority, and it will continue like that. We'll continue to defend our people as much as we can. So anybody expecting a specific security measure or anything like that is not following what we're doing. And I don't expect such question from you, who is a cabinet member of the government.
No, PM, the reason why I'm asking it, like in some rural areas, especially like places like Delta, some forests in Anyoma State, some forests in Eka State, they are still killing people around that area, and the security is not too, it's very, very bad. So I understand what you're saying, but it's just the
where they're
people
not
are
killing people?
afraid that when Biafra is declared, the
The
rural
PM is
areas
talking. The
might.
PM have heard you, and I think he's responding. So just listen, please.
Is there where there is no killing in Biafra land or in Nigeria? There is killing everywhere. We protect our people as much as we can, and that is the answer.
Thank you, PM.
My PM.
Okay, Biafra
Sorry,
United.
Mazi Bambam, sorry, thank you. My PM, Ndewo, and I don't have any question. I only want to say congratulations to the Biafra Republic government in exile, and of course the Biafran people for the great news that you just announced to us this very evening. I don't know if I'm the only one that heard it, because such news is very so astronomical, because even when Biafra has not been declared officially, we have already, we have started receiving recognition from other countries, especially those from here in Africa, because they say charity begins at home. So I have no question to ask, because I follow everything happening within Biafra movement. So thank you so much, PM. Thank you for your great work, and big congratulations to you, and of course to Biafra Republic government in exile and the Biafra at large. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. And may God bless every one of you. In Biafra, we stand. Southeasterner, we cannot become. Nigeria, we are not. And it is freedom or die. Airborne to the Biafra Defense Forces. God bless all of you.
Airborne.
From here,
Airborne.
from me,
Airborne.
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 Airborne. Airborne.
Airborne. Airborne.
And when they win, that's the end of our PM broadcast. Share it, go and vote. Make sure you vote for your freedom. Make sure you are supporting. You have seen, if you have any video, any evidence as our grievances, send it to our PM, inbox him with location, with video, or at least picture, and what happened, who the person is. Send it to our information minister or our PM. God bless Biafra. God bless our leader, Mazen Nandekano. God bless our PM. God bless our BLA. Buzz!